fine-tuning argument is the argument that the universe was perfectly finely tuned. All the physical constants were perfectly, exactly arranged to allow life to exist. Well, it's not entirely true. The physical constants were perfectly arranged to make a perfect black hole generator. And this, for example, this is one of the little pieces of evidence that I find very intriguing. And this has been demonstrated by Dr. Lee Smolin, who showed that this universe is the best possible universe you could ever design for maximizing the production of black holes. So there's more black holes in this universe than any other universe you could come up with by mixing up the physical constants or the number of subatomic particles, which is another curious thing. That the number of subatomic particles and their properties is exactly what they would need to be to maximize black hole production. Now, if you think about it, 99.99999% of this universe is absolutely lethal to life. It's deadly radiation-filled vacuum. 99.99999% of all the matter in the universe goes to making black holes, not life-bearing worlds. I mean, for every life-bearing world, I'm sure there's trillions of black holes in this universe. So what would be the obvious conclusion? This universe was designed to make black holes. It wasn't designed for us. And Smolin also shows, by showing this, he shows that a universe that was perfectly designed to make black holes would just happen to kick up life at random. It would just happen. It's necessarily the case that the only way to make a universe that would be a perfect black hole generator is to make one that would occasionally, very rarely, create a little tiny microscopic speck of life as a byproduct. So really the Christian design argument would lead you to conclude that God built the universe for black holes, not for us, and we're just sort of an accidental byproduct, even from that perspective.
Thanks, God.
And it's so unnecessary. For example, and this is one of the things that I'm bringing out in a new article I'm writing for someone about my reasons for not being a Christian. And the opposite would be the case. If the Christian God were true, if the Christian God existed, the universe would be pretty much the way Paul and other early Christians really thought it was. It would be one solar system, not zillions of galaxies, not billions of years old. We would have tons of evidence that we could find eventually that the whole cosmos was created, 6,000 to 10,000 years ago. We wouldn't have any evidence of evolution. They didn't know anything about evolution or the evidence for it. We wouldn't have all of these things. We wouldn't need these physical constants. We wouldn't need all these subatomic particles. We would only need the 5 elements that Paul and Aristotle thought there were, not the 90 or so elements that we've actually found, and so on and so forth. The Earth would be the center of the universe. I mean, why would God make it any other way? I mean, it's the center of his attention. It's the purpose for which everything was created. It makes sense that he would make it the center of the universe, and that's what Aristotle and Paul and everybody thought. It was like, well, yeah, it makes sense. Well, it turns out not to be true. So the universe we would expect if the Christian God existed is not the universe we get. We get this really bizarre, extremely strange, complicated universe that's almost entirely devoted to producing black holes and is actually optimally arranged to produce black holes.